Okay, were you able to add the tolerance block and the general notes? I'm going to show you something maybe a little bit different, but let's take a look at what they gave us to work with. For this exercise, they gave us this solution, and this is two-place dimensioning. The two-place dimensioning tells me that this is the ASME specs. So I have the general notes here and videos on how to do that. If you recall, I gave you an exercise to do, not only to do the exercise, but a place where you could locate how to insert general notes, tolerance blocks, modify the drawing size border, make a PDF, all that stuff. In case you forgot, it's on the very bottom. It's my quick references on how to do that. I'll start with the general note. In case you forgot how to do it, you can watch the video. I made this video called Quick Steps, so you can watch it and see how it's done. But this is my general notes for the ANSI specs. Knowing it's two-place, I know that the general note is the ANSI. If it were four-place dimension, I would use this one for ASME specs, and I would have the tolerance built into the general notes. Since it's an ANSI, I have to create the the tolerance block. So I'm just going to copy this and go to my CATIA model, and we're going to edit the background. Remember, the edit sheet is for the four orthographic views. The edit background is for the drawing border. And I'll go to, of course I don't see it. Where is my text? Oh, somehow I got into engineering rules capture. I don't know how I just did that, but I'm going to go back to 3D and make sure I'm in part design. I guess it's good that happened to me so I could tell you guys if you're ever somehow not in that drafting, or something's missing in your features. Always look up here to see what workbench you're in. That was quite the sleight of hand to switch workbenches. I didn't see me doing that, but I'm in the CATIA drafting workbench now, so I should be able to find. Geez, where is my text? Under annotate, here's my text. I'm going to click here. Just click a position where you want your text, and in the text editor do your paste. And I should drop that line for you, but you guys can do it. I'll do a click where I want to drop it and hit the Shift Enter button, and it drops that. We're doing ANSI specs. I'll select OK. Alright, so that's how you get your general note in. And then the next thing was the tolerance block. So I'll go to Sketch. Actually, I'm going to go to Annotate, and I'll put in the text first. And I'll click here and type in X equals 0.1, meaning one place would be 1/10 of an inch of slop. So if I had a 100-inch plate, if it's off 1/10 of an inch, I probably don't care. I'm probably not using it as anything critical, so I could go off 1/10 of an inch. But this one is two places, so I'm going to hit the Shift Enter to get to the second line. XX equals 0.03. Shift Enter. XXX equals 0.010. Shift Enter. Four places equals 0.0050. 5 thousandths of an inch, which is hardly nothing. It's almost basically got to be a perfect dimension if you're doing 4-place callouts. All right, I'm going to put the dot here, dot here, dot here, dot here, and we're going to space this out to be even. Select OK. Now in all reality, I should have a text up here. Clicking this position, name it in all caps, tolerance block. And then under sketch, just create a simple rectangle that starts here. You notice it not jump into that grid. See if I can get it to snap here. Click here. Then I'll come down to this line here and click here. There you have it. If you really wanted to make it fancy, you could put a line here. In all reality, you could look at another drawing and see that we actually should have an angle of 1 degree also as a tolerance. I'm going to do a quick trim and see if I can remove this portion of the line. Okay, so I got my tolerance block in here. So what that means is everything that is 2-place dimensions, I'll turn the frame off. All dimensions that are 2-place are 30 thousandths tolerance. So if I were to exit out, or no, sorry, if I were to go to new sheet background, no, not new sheet background, edit sheet, and go back to my orthographic views, all I have to do to make this even tighter is to add a 0 to the end of that. What is the current tolerance for this hole? The maximum condition, the maximum distance between the two holes, known as the maximum condition for my tolerance, would be 3.03 based on this tolerance block at 0.3. So that's the maximum distance these two holes can be the way I have this dimensioned currently. If I have a minimum condition, that would mean that from this hole to this hole, what would be the closest those two holes would be? That would be the 0.03 because it's plus or minus 0.3. Oh, I forgot my plus or minus. Plus or minus 0.3 could change, or plus or minus 0.3, you got 3.03, and the minus is 2.97 currently. All right, so if I have 3 places, I would tighten that up significantly. If I just change this one dimension to have 3 zeros, it's harder for the shop to do. I don't want them all to be 3 zeros, but I want them to know, hey, the distance from this hole to this hole is very critical. I really want that really as close to 3 as I can. So all I got to do is click on this and go to Properties. And I go to I'm looking for value, the value tab, and I change that precision to 0.3 and hit apply and OK. Just like that, the maximum condition is 3.010, or minimum condition is 2.990. Okay, so I'm working to 0.990 would be the minimum condition. So I got that much tighter. Instead of 297, I'm at 299. Is the smallest it can be. Minimum condition. Maximum condition, the biggest it can be is 3.010, just by changing that one dimension. So if I wanted to really locate this hole, I could go to Properties and make this dimension also 3 places. So instead of 153 from center to here, it can only go to 151 from center to here, and it can only go down to 1.49 instead of 147. So that will hold those holes really tight and not tighten up all these dimensions here with the 3-place dimension, okay? All right, so I have forgot how to get my plus or minus in here, and I'll go to this website. Do you remember what I typed in for the search? If I do all codes math, it generally gets the one I like to use, the useful shortcuts for us, and 241 is my plus or minus. Again, that was all in that other video that we learned. So let's go to edit background. After the equal sign, I'll do a space and then I'll hit Alt 241. Come down before the decimal, Alt 241, and I'm using the number pad. Well, what happened? That doesn't look right. Alt 241. Go down. Alt 241. Again, we're using the number pad on the keypad. That's the numbers on the far right. I'm not sure what, I think you have to use a function key on your laptop. Alt 241. The other thing I showed you was to go to the Word document and create all this and just copy paste it. So it might be easier that way. I'll select OK. Alright, so there's your plus or minus values for your tolerance based on how many precisions you have for a dimension. That holds out all real close into one place, and we just have to add that flag note. Okay, so go ahead and add that flag note, and that would pretty much be the end of this drawing. We want to make sure the blue axis is on this corner when you're done. We'll exit out. To get that blue axis on this corner, again, you right click on the sheet, edit sheet, and it'll put that blue axis over here on the left corner. We'll do a view, fit all in, and I've been real brave not saving this drawing. I should have saved this drawing a long time ago. Should be the same name as this piece here, right? So I'm going to click on this, right click, and go to properties. I'll copy the name. So this title I'm just copying. Can't believe I didn't do that first. Go to properties. Paste the name, but the P has to change to a D. The D stands for a drawing. Alright, add your flag note. If you forgot, I'll do the last video to clean this up, but pretty much what you want to do is save that just the way it is. So hit this down arrow and hit save. To verify it got saved, I always like to go to my content. I hit that clock because I know I just did it, so it might not be saved yet. So I'm just going to click on this and hit show all. It might be a little faster because it's kind of late at night. See, it shows right here, this drawing is being saved. It's in work. It'll probably take 20-30 minutes to actually get into the other side, but it is in the progress of saving. I'll close this off. Alright, that concludes this part here, minus the flag note.